I'm Steve Screenspeens, and this is the Indeflate. Well, this is the bag. This is the Indeflate. Okay, so what do you get? You get all this hose. Now, if you wind it and unwind it correctly, it can be a pretty painless process. Okay, this comes in a 2 hose and a 4 hose. This is the 4 hose. It's enough to do all 4 tires. So we're gonna get this hooked up, show you how to air down, and then we're gonna air it back up. Okay, so this comes with the nice hook. You've got your gauge here. This is the valve for when you go to fill it. And these are just quick connect little deals. And then can get it going here. Okay, it's right at 15 PSI. So that was 3 minutes, 20 seconds with all the checks from 40 PSI to 15. All 4 are going to be exactly the same. But airing up, which we're going to do now, is my favorite because when you're airing up normally 1 tire at a time, it starts looking full, so you check it, you're like 10 PSI, put it in, you know you're getting close, so you have to wait there, check it again, 4 PSI to go. This is just one long 15-minute break or whatever. So like I can pack up my tripod, pack up my gear, change shoes because I don't like my hiking shoes for driving, start putting the drone away, and it's just one long break. So I really enjoy it for that. And you just know they're all the same. All the tires are the same. So I'll show you that process right now. So I've restarted this whole process as if it's the end of the day, valve caps are on. I just laid out the Indeflate. I've got to get the compressor out, hook these 2 things together. Okay, now this is my favorite part because there's so much hose between 2, 3, 4, 5. There's just so much to pressurize. Make sure you depressurize it after every time you do this. Now I'm gonna kick on my compressor and start building that pressure while I'm messing with the valve cap and then hook up that first tire, and I'm making progress from then on. The time it takes to take off the other ones, that's all just gonna equalize as soon as I hook them up. So I like that aspect of it. I've wanted a tank just so I can get that boost, but the hoses are kind of my little pre-tank, and then I'm constantly running. There's no brakes, there's no check, and especially since these come with a non-pass-through, if you are pulling it off and checking it, that hose is a little short and you could be blowing out seals, but this entire system is so big, I'm not really worried about it. So as soon as I hook up that second one, I don't picture any extra air backflowing through here and going into there, but absolutely this is gonna start getting more packets of air since it was at, 1 PSI lower until these are equal. And now I'll do that on the other side, and in 5 seconds probably they're all going to be just going up at the same rate. The other thing, since this is such a big system, now we have all 4 tires connected and all that hose. It's such a huge bag of air. The gauge is not that far off. In the past, when I'm pumping up 1 tire, it'll be like between 4 and 8 PSI off unless you shut it off and get an actual reading. This one, I think, because it's just so spread out and there's so much and it's doing a lot less at a time, the gauge is like 1 or 2 PSI off. So you can just walk by and look at it. There's no wasted time, there's no anything. So that's my favorite part about it for sure. All right, now we've been going a bit. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We're showing 27 PSI.
Prove it.
It's right there. It dropped like a half PSI. It's just, I don't know. You just don't have to check it. It's pretty much just accurate even while it's on. Okay, just finishing up here. I like to go until we're right at 40. That usually means I'm at 38. Now, I also have this other theory. If you've ever aired up your tires and then checked them cold the next morning, I've found that they're all like 1 to 2 psi off. And what I found is, because I was always starting at my back left tire, that as I went through this tire, the driver's front would be 1 psi higher, this would be 2 psi higher, this would be 2 psi higher than that. And the theory is that as the compressor gets hotter, it was putting, or opposite of that. So the cold air is denser, and that's how you want to fill it. So I was putting in hot air, and then when that would cool, it would get to a less psi. So I don't know. This is just putting all of the same style air in all of the tires. They're guaranteed to be the same. That's what I like about it. Okay, now we just pack it up. First thing I do is depressurize all of these lines. Then my next priority is getting this hood shut, because I always feel bad when people pull over to ask if I'm okay. So get rid of the international sign of distress here. Just unhook that. It's usually a little hot. One side, smaller loops than you would think looking at that bag. I just grab the front tire one, come to the other side for the other side. It fits right in, room to spare for your connector piece. How does this guy not have onboard air yet? I mean, come on. It's the Indeflate. Comes in 2 hose or 4 hose. Available at Spirit of 1876. I like it.